Hello, welcome. Today we'll be playing another map that I've created. It is a custom map that's called Ottawa, and it has been created as a map for a request posted by Baron. He did already beat the map, however, if I remember correctly, it did take him quite a few attempts to get it. So on this map you start with one marble quarry. You cannot make more, but even the single marble quarry can actually produce a lot of marble for you, so that's gonna be pretty valuable. We definitely cannot lose it. 20 attacks. This map is sort of similar to Brigatio, but it's even worse in terms of the dangers, because you can see there are many wolves enclosed in these areas. Would be valuable to us here as well, and the invasion points are actually all over the place, and you need to keep track on the invasion points by whichever direction you get attacked from. You should place some gardens or roads there just to keep note on where they came from, and once you know all the invasion points you can safely utilize some of these areas. I don't remember the invasion points, so this is the perfect time to actually try to play the map myself properly on stream, because I've lost all memory of the events and things like that. So I don't remember if there is Gladiator Revolt or Earthquake or any attacks, anything like that. Also, the map itself is not that big, I don't think. You're gonna have to utilize this area for housing, probably, because I'm not sure if this is an invasion point, but if it isn't, it would be pretty great for food as well. There are some instructions. I'm gonna read them, but I wanted to wait a little bit until we get a few more people around. So far only 2 viewers, so I'm gonna just first take a look at the buildings instead, on the availability, that is. So we can build mission posts, schools, libraries, but we don't have access to academy, which means that we'll struggle with keeping any amount of patricians. Prosperity requirement is at 95, so that might be a little rough to get. Barbers, baths, doctors, hospitals. Yeah, and we also play on the latest Augustus, so health is gonna be super tedious to deal with, most likely. We don't have access to forum, we only have access to the Senate. We do start with one forum over here and another one here. So if we want to tax people, we need to build in these areas to utilize the forum. We also cannot lose them to fires or collapsing or invasions, otherwise we cannot replace them. We can build temples, no oracles though. And let's take a look. Statues, no plaza, but we do have statues, trees, parks, paths, gardens for desirability. Water, we don't have wells. Military, we do have access to military academy, which makes me worried because I'm pretty sure this map is not so lenient with military as the last one. And let's take a look at port locations. So we could build our docks over here. Could have several, one here and then 2 here and then more on this side. However, it is competing with this for housing block space, so it's gonna be inconvenient, to say the least. Take a look at the map. So we could trade with Carthago, which is a sea trade route. It would buy vegetables, fruits and oil. I don't even think we can produce any of these things. We only have vegetables and pigs, and for raw materials, iron and timber. Alright, what else is here? Rome is 9,000 denarii. It would buy vegetables and pottery. Capua would buy fine and vegetables. Tarentum, wine, marble, pottery. Same deal with Brundisium. Corinthus actually sells us clay, so we could manufacture pottery and then sell it. it would buy furniture and timber, and it's only 300 denarii, so this is probably our best starting city. And then Athene, we could sell them weapons and furniture and pottery. It's also a sea trade route. Alright, so these are our options. We should probably start with furniture and timber, but it's gonna require me to build our first housing block somewhere. It's gonna be pretty inconvenient considering this farm's location. We also don't have that much money, so we should be careful. There's also a native trading hut, so we could use them for trade, and the closest warehouse would be either here or over here, I think. It's still not that far, but it's not perfect by the stretch of the imagination. I'm gonna read the instructions now, I think. Alright, let's take a look at them. Alright, after countless expeditions, the investments have finally paid off. Your ship has managed to sail westwards from Hispania until, after some months, your desperate crew has reached a new land, previously unknown to Rome. It will henceforth be called Septentrionalem Terram. From what we have seen, the new land is heavily forested and a rugged landscape with weather conditions not favoring olives or vines. From what we have seen of the local populace, they are wild and vicious barbarians that we have never encountered before. After replacing supplies and repairing the ships, it was time to go back and report this new discovery. From the grace of the Emperor Nero, you as a renowned trader and explorer have been chosen to be best fit to lead an expedition. Empire is in dire need of quality timber and related products, as well as weapons. Go there and establish a colony that will exploit the new lands in the name of Rome. Our great fleet will provide you with supplies and transport capacity required for a project of such undertaking. Ships will arrive at the shore regularly to drop off new Roman immigrants as well as supplies. So your main worry will be defenses of the colony and exploiting its natural resources to the fullest potential. The sheer distance that needs to be covered can cause some issues further down the line, so investing into a lighthouse to safely guide our ships would be prudent. I have also taken a liberty of sending an expedition in advance to construct a stone bridge to impress the locals and ease the logistical aspect of the mission. Long-term goals of the settlement are to establish a permanent city that would be almost self-sufficient and prepare the ground for further colonization of surrounding areas. Take heed of the locals' governor. They have already shown contempt for our presence, and you should expect heavy resistance to our presence and goals. Tips. First 4 attacks are there to show off invasion points. Smart governor would take note of these areas to freely exploit the rest of the exposed edges. Forum for taxation is unavailable, so make best use of the exports available. Lighthouse is a necessity. Alright. Yeah, these things are going to be pretty valuable. So we will need to take note of the first 4 attacks, so only 4 invasion points. Gonna be mindful of that so we can safely exploit the rest of the edges if possible. Gonna have to take a look where do we even start here. So we do start with some housing areas over here, but they are pretty terrible. I'm gonna cut them off from the road if possible. I'm gonna give them a doctor, I think, each place. Hello Super Cheese, welcome. Yes, Ottawa. It's the map I've made for Baron. Not sure if you remember it. It has been some time ago. And we are going to need to set up our first proper block. I'm not sure about these invasion points yet, so it's kind of scary to build here, but at the same time it's kind of necessary. Romani Mundo in Novo? Yeah, it is the new world. I've just read the instructions. I'm not sure if I can post them in the chat. It will probably be too much text to handle. Yeah, but I think what I'll do is I'll post the file in Discord for your pleasure, because the instructions are pretty good. I think they sum up the map pretty well. So I'm gonna post it in the map archive room or channel. There they are. Yes, exporting a lot of timber is a goal. There is also a prediction if you feel confident at the salt levels. Alright. Where do we build our first block? And how do we build it? It's gonna be pretty important. The best way would be to use this initial area around here. I think I'm gonna do it. Just delete a bunch of these trees, that's fine. And then I wanted to plan my aqueduct at first, I think. No, the aqueduct can be pretty easy to deal with. Okay, let's make sure we can actually fit things in here. And then stretch it all the way to here. Also, I think I'm gonna enlarge on this a little bit. There's gonna be the rock in the middle, which is okay. And I'm going to first figure out how many people can actually fit in here before I do anything else. So let's start placing our housing. Yeah, this should be plenty, even though I could fit easily one more. Yeah, we should do it. Alright, and I'm gonna also place housing on this edge, but I'm probably gonna keep an entry point right here so that the traders can actually come and go. As easily as possible. It's gonna interfere with them a little bit. One way to do it might be to not have all the houses here and then have some gardens or something, so they can actually still come through the block, because that's gonna be pretty important. Even though, actually no, it's not a concern, because all of these are sea trade routes, right? Then we are just completely fine. We can slap this in housing however we wish. Next up, I'm gonna have to figure out how to place my engineers and doctors. I'm gonna do it on this side, I think. I'm gonna also immediately place a barber, because otherwise people will be diseased quite a bit. Gonna want some temples. I think Venus is gonna be important further down the line, but we start with some small temples. So what do we have? Do we have everyone? I don't think we have Ceres, but with Ceres temple we should actually be pretty good. The first set already in place. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna place this temple here, I think. Alright, and then let's remove some of these trees. I'm gonna want to place a reservoir, but it can be safely placed here somewhere without any worries. Yeah, that's good. So now we wait until people arrive. I'm actually gonna take a look at wages, my savings, which are not terrible. I'm gonna switch them to 2 denarii per month. I'm gonna give 350 to the city. And then send Caesar a gift immediately. I'm gonna take a look at our taxes. I'm gonna shut off the barracks for now. Shut off the forum. I'm gonna remove these tents eventually, but for now we need to keep them around. Also, this warehouse is gonna... Yeah, I need to open a trade route that actually has marble. Otherwise we'll have problems. Let's remove this tent. I'm not gonna cover it with medics easily, so might as well. Alright, people are arriving. Which trade route allows us to stockpile marble? It will actually be either of these. So you can start with this one. I'm gonna open it right away. It only costs 300 and I need to start stockpiling my marble, I think. However, I'd like to do it differently. than how it is currently done, if possible. So how we will do that is place the warehouse instead of this temple, probably. However, I'm not a fan of keeping Mercury around my blocks, because Mercury is actually one of the worst grand temples, so in the future I would definitely be getting rid of it, but for now we'll keep it there. Remove this. I'm gonna cut this timber. Gonna remove all of this. Drop a warehouse right here. It's gonna be for marble. And we'll need engineer, so let's place one. Gonna place it here. And then let's take palisade and slap this in palisade. I don't want anyone sneaking through there, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty important. We should get some unemployment pretty soon, hopefully. Need to keep the game on low speed. And also let's take a look at where do we dock. Alright, the closest place is probably either this or this. I'm gonna have to figure out where do I want my docks in regards to export industries. So this one trades in mainly wood and furniture, and would also buy oil, which we could manufacture from olives that are imported from this trade route. So setting up the timber industry over here might be valuable. Yeah, I think that's what we are going to do. Actually, this... I'm not sure. I don't want it to be too far, because it's gonna definitely impact efficiency. Let's get rid of this. I'm gonna place the dock. Actually, I could have one here as well. And this is clear. Gonna have to plan our stuff, which means warehouse needs to go directly adjacent to our warehouse, to our dock rather. Keep that entrance there. It's gonna accept timber. How much can we sell? 25 and 15 furniture. Alright, tells me you should do 24 timber and 8 furniture. And then we are gonna have to plan the industry itself. Should be pretty straightforward. Gonna cut this. Raw materials. I do think that we should probably keep some space for future warehouses over here. So it might be better if we just stretch the road over here and then figure out a way to produce the timber here. Can actually be directly adjacent. Would be beneficial. Start with 4 timber yards. Gonna remove the trees afterwards, and workshops. For furniture, I think I'm gonna want 3 of them to start with. I'm gonna take this and we are going to loop it, even though I don't like that too much. Yeah, let's just keep it as it is. I'm gonna keep engineer's post here. It's gonna be our initial industry. Might be worth it to go for this native trading hut fairly early. And the prediction is on, by the way, so you can bet there is still a few minutes on it. You are feeling confident that you know the outcome. I definitely don't know, because I don't remember the map, and from what I recall it is not an easy one, but possible I will be able to deal with it. It depends. Alright, Caesar already wants 4 timber. I'm gonna give it to him. But not just yet, we don't have it. It's gonna come around soon enough.
I've heard there are jobs here. I want to be a lion.
This is strange. Can you see how it looks when he's walking diagonally this way. I never actually saw this this sprite, I think. Because it looks almost like the native trader's card. Never noticed that. Gonna immediately put our people to work on the industry, but once we get some vacant workers, we will actually start removing our hideous tents that are spread around the map. That look exactly like the native trader, yeah it did, right? It's just turned around since he's like pulling the card while the native trader is pushing it. I did find it a little strange. I never noticed it before. Okay, 0 workers. Good. Now you will see some unemployment. That will become pretty handy eventually. I'm gonna start just chipping away at these tents. They're gonna move into the free plots anyway, which is fine. Everyone's welcome. No need to waste population. It's not like they're old or anything, so there's no downside to it. It's just faster population growth, basically. But we should be mindful of our money. So far we definitely will struggle at least a little bit. Let's set the furniture for exports too. And I think I would like to have another timber yard. So let's place one right there. Let's just check it. I got paranoid here. This hut is far enough away that it will not be an issue. Because that could have been really bad. Remove the medic. Let's remove the stand. I'm gonna want to sack these as well. This one is removed, right? I think we are doing pretty well. I'm gonna want to set up our fountains soon, because housing level is actually very important in Augustus now for health levels of your city. It'll be something we need to watch out for. And if this is an invasion point, this is a free path, which might be terrible. I'm gonna find out soon enough, I suppose. How are we doing on industry? I'm actually having free labor, so we should probably expand this. We could start manufacturing pottery to sell to this trade route, which wouldn't be too bad. I think I have a vision of how I want this place to look like, trade-wise, but it's gonna require a lot of money as an investment. So for now we need to figure out some other thing that we could do with our labor. Something easily exploitable. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, I made this map, but it has been some time. So I only play the maps that I've made once I actually forget the events. Because otherwise it's not much fun for me to play them. So that's why. It has been a long time, so I have no recollection. I might remember small nuggets of some events or anything, but it's not gonna be like I know what's coming. I'm not sure if there is Gladiator Revolt or anything like that. And the earthquake. So it's gonna be pretty interesting for me, at least. I'm gonna have to figure out how to spend my labor. Let's take a look at prices. Alright, plenty of money for timber. Would have to pay a lot for clay, but we could turn it into valuable pottery. Weapons are also not bad, and they would buy weapons, I think. Yeah, they would. A single shield of them. The question is, I don't know if these rocks are real. I don't think so. No. Would have to mine over here. But some of these rocks are real, I think. Probably those that are enclosed in a weird fashion, yeah. Could have 2 iron mines around here. Well, for now, let's just not deal with that. I think I'm gonna exploit that for this dock later on. Fake rocks, yeah, they are fake rocks. Let's just drop a mission post so that the natives trade with us, I think. Is this enough space? I think it is. I don't want to cut back on that hideous pathing, so. And cut back on this path a little bit. Alright. Let's drop another timber yard. Population milestone. People are still moving in. This might be a problem. Yes, it is allowed, but it's at least not easy enough so that you cannot build a warehouse right next to this. You will have to build your warehouse. The closest place would be here or over here or all the way here. So you cannot hug it, because if you hug it, that's where it actually gets insane. It was pretty bad. The prediction just went and nobody bet it against. Very disappointed in you guys. That's not nice. It's not what predictions are for, but whatever. Who cares, right? People clearly don't. So marriage, then I'm gonna fill this in. Then I'm gonna fill this in, maybe. Come on. Okay, we can send the timber, it's fine. I'm gonna start selling some goods, finally. Let's enable selling of timber. And I'm pretty sure we are gonna have to go into that to set up more industry quickly. It's just about what industry is next. Either it's clay into pottery, but I think we should do iron into weapons, just because we can source that locally without investing into imports. Let's do it. Gonna cause some debt, but whatever. Gonna clear some of this up. For materials, iron mine. Build it here. 2 workshops for weapons. Will be pretty efficient if we build them over here. Gonna be absolutely hideous road network, but it's necessary. Make sure we build an engineer here, and then we'll need another dock. Alright, gonna have to clear these trees up. And then let's take a look at warehouse space. It's gonna be pretty important. Let's have it here. This will accept weapons. I don't think we can sell iron to this. No, just weapons, and actually it will buy 2 shields of furniture. It's 25, which is a lot. So you could just connect these up and they would fetch it from here, which isn't far, so that it's inefficient, I don't think. But it would require me to expand this industry quite a bit. I'm actually fine with it. We actually got some bailout money. wasn't basically nothing, so it's good. Gonna add a timber yard or two and then workshops. I think I'm going to want to something a little finicky with this. The engineer should be still fine to cover this, I think. However, I messed up a little bit with the length. I think I'm gonna have to expand it a little bit. Furniture. So 4. I think I'm gonna add another engineer's post just to be safe. And then we'll block this off. And also connect this up. Connect it up around the rock, around the cliff rock. And I will block it off as well. It's actually dangerous because corners like that are actually traversable by engineers. And then we will connect our road networks here. Alright, now we are actually missing some people, so why don't we drop some fountains? You know, I wonderfully cover everything, but I need another house in here. So let's place it. And yeah, that's gonna allow us to not have disease, hopefully. I should also drop them a bathhouse right away. That's how Augustus works now. They will get a bathhouse before they get any food. Yeah, we still got pestilenced, even with the doctor and the barber. It's because they are small tents, so it's killing them. Okay, gonna get better soon, hopefully. The only problem now is I cannot place the fountain reasonably until I deal with this pestilence. And we'll open the second trade route once we actually get some weapons in here, or any surplus of furniture. The trade ships are coming here, which is terrible for me. Gonna hurt. Right, the ruins have died down. So let's replace the houses. Gonna take a while. With the bathhouse, it should hopefully help out the disease, at least a little bit. I should also check out the map for any invasions. There is an attack already on its way. It's gonna be a problem. Gonna have to go into that for military, most likely. We are also starting to see some marble pile up. Which is not super useful just yet. Gonna be handy later. Okay, barracks. I think barracks is fine, but we'll need to start producing some food for the soldiers. We don't have access to wharfs or anything like that, so it's gonna have to be farms. And where is the easiest place to farm? Preferably I would not want to move the supply post at any point. Which means placing it somewhere out of sight, out of mind, preferably. tough side. Also has to be fairly safe. This is not safe area. If this is an invasion point, you would have a lot of trouble defending that. Suppose we could farm some of this, but not really. There is a forum which I would like to keep for a block here eventually. And there are no fertile tiles over here. Okay, where do we do the supply post? It's important. I guess you can wait a little bit on it, but not that long, because enemies are already on their way. Alright, let's place the house. Okay, stormy seas and price rise on timber. Stormy seas are not great, obviously, but okay. Eventually, once we get a lighthouse, we'll actually be able to deal with that fairly easily. We are going to get some exports done. Also, once there are more weapons and furniture, I'm gonna have to open up the other trade route. How do we do it with the supply post? Is there fertile land over here? Near the edges mostly. There is a bunch of it here, but I'd like to keep that for a block. That's how it goes for most of these places actually, which is the tough part. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I suppose what I could do is stretch this road like this, connect it, and then have it so that the only tax collectors can pass through a roadblock, and that could mean that I could at least tax some of them while keeping this for military. I need a supply post in the farms here, so probably what we are going to have to do. While the temples are gonna be a problem, I'm gonna have to relocate them, but I don't know where. I could just like stick them in here, even though it's not good. Do we really want to do that? Neptune, Mars and Mercury. Forum is just a horrible place in general. How are we going to do this? I need to feed the soldiers somehow. Without any knowledge on the edges, it's really tough. Alright. It's tough, but I might use this. Even though it's perfect for feeding a block over here. It would not be taxed, because we don't have access to that. Maybe it's the good patrician area though, because none of the other areas are really good for patricians. And I think we are gonna have to build a pantheon because we don't have the access to an academy. It's gonna be rough. How do we want to do this? I'm pretty certain there are no attacks from here. But I don't know that, so we shouldn't really risk it. You just need to find a suitable patch of land just for a few farms. It doesn't have to be a lot. Something. I think I'm gonna do this. Let's take a look at it. I'm gonna locate Mars and Neptune. Those were the initial temples, so it's fine. That, which is fine, we just need the military, so there's no other way around it. Where do we build these? I think I can only fit one anyway, so we might as well place it here, hugging this. And the other one, you could have several. There's a priest here. Alright, let's just do these. And supply post. Gonna have to build it. Scrap that road, it's useless. Mercury has to go as well. Gonna also have to have a granary. The barracks is in a bad position, but I don't think I can justify spending more money. 150 just for the barracks. That would be really expensive. Alright, let's accept vegetables. Gonna do a supply post over here, and then let's connect these. Gonna be our military district, and we are gonna have to build a fountain for these scraps because otherwise they will die of disease, and also they will want statues, at least a few of them, to make sure they can actually not be small tents, because otherwise they will die of disease. Augustus. He wants iron. We could stockpile it fairly easily if we set this up for iron. Accept 8 pieces and then store it. Our workshops should be fine eventually. We should probably open up the other trade route soon, but we still don't have surplus of furniture. Still missing some people as well, but they are moving in. Shortages due to this being built. What's our housing capacity? Still 100. It's not great, but it should cover our needs for now. It might even be enough to start feeding some of them, but I would need a lot of food. Those 2 farms definitely won't be enough. Alright, I think I'd like to drop a few more workshops and a timber yard. So that we can finally justify opening the second trade route. At least soon. And this dock actually, yeah, it will not accept current as traders. Let's rise on marble. We could even sell our marble at this point, even though we only have the 1 quarry. But I believe it's better used for the lighthouse. Alright, let's open up Athene. I'm gonna sell weapons. And do we have money? Not really, but I'm willing to go into debt in order to build ourselves a fort. However, I'm not sure where we will build our fort. I don't know the invasion points. I'm pretty sure one is over here, at least. They would be best to use somewhere central. But this one, I guess I'm gonna build one here. But this is a rock for we could mine for iron. So actually, I think one of the forts will go here if we can fit it. Athens first. Oh yes, trade ships from Canada to Athens. Yeah, unfortunately Caesar does not have cities anywhere else on the world map, so you just have to use that. And we have that. Fine. It is very much necessary. The enemies are already closing. Terrifying to me. I'm gonna have to figure out how to either stuff more people in here and then try to feed them, or alternatively we could try and build ourselves a second block. I think it's better if we try to stuff more plebs in here for now. They're gonna need their own fountain. And I'm gonna have to try and feed them, which is gonna be a bother because of how little food there is here. Pharmacies, so not much trade is gonna be going on this time. Might be these two ships are approaching us, yeah. Have some goods to sell. Good. But it's very unreliable at this point. We need the lighthouse to be able to not die. Right, Imperial Dispatch is ready. Let's fill in these. Gonna fountain them right away. And farms for vegetables. Gonna try and fit as many as possible, even though it's not many, I don't think. Could have actually fitted this one a little bit up north. And then, no, not possible to fit one there due to the rocks. That's fine. Gonna have to fiddle around with this. I think I'm gonna move my barber into the doctor's clinic. Unfortunately, I would have to connect this to my block, which is always a terrible idea, so the series temple has to go as well. You want a roadblock to split that, because otherwise it's gonna result in some pretty hideous pathing problems. Also, this engineer needs to go. It's unfortunate. Except veggies. I'm gonna switch to native so I can see here. Can I roadblock it? Give them an engineer. I'm gonna activate my barracks. I think that was long overdue. What was that? Emperor's gratitude, okay. Right, once we see some food, we are going to place a market. For now it's useless to place it, I think. But we are missing 50 people. We would benefit even from feeding some of them. This is certainly not gonna be enough, by the way. It's enough for something like 750 people. Something of that sort. And this is already 1,000 and it's gonna increase the capacity. So this would be great if we could somehow connect this. But it's still not gonna be enough, I don't think. Now we have some money to actually build the market. Unfortunately, all the good spots for it are taken. I could cut this road a little bit. Move this clinic here. Have a market there. And we could just set it up so it's fetching vegetables. Supply post should have enough eventually. I think I'm gonna want to set up my military academy soon. Yeah, let's do it. I need it done. I need every ounce of strength I can muster from my units. However, the food is gonna be the real issue, I think. -1 denarius. I'm gonna fix that soon. We are starting to see a lot of timber and furniture. It really shouldn't be that bad. Trader native is actually doing some good business with us. Okay. Some evolutions. Gonna have to invest into a few statues, I think. Can we somehow get more food out of this? I could potentially set up some farming on this island, but it's expensive to set up the bridge. So that's a no-no for now. I could, however, set this up so it's getting any access from here. Be okay. I might also want to set it so that we accept 8 furniture in here. Because we are also trading furniture to this trade route. Now we'll be selling stuff again. Good. A lot of money coming in. Just gonna have to figure out what to do with it. I suppose we could theoretically prepare to start on our lighthouse, which would mean setting up our pottery industry. Could be profitable. But I don't have the people for it. So we'd first need to feed this block properly. Problem. I don't know where the invasions are gonna come from. Could use this somehow. Or even this. Oh. That would be okay. The only problem being that I currently really don't have the labor to support a mission post as well. Gonna build a few good statues here. Labor should get better, but problem is the food supply. So maybe just a few more tents on this side, but problem will be that my space for services is gonna be really strained if I do it. So we really shouldn't. We can help it. And I think this form is gonna be just useless for me. Just cannot figure out a block for it. Not possible for me. Apprentice would sell us more clay. That's all well and good, but this block is a problem. And people need to be fed or they will start dying from disease because of Augustus. So we really cannot afford to just labor slum all the way, as you would in Julius. Okay, now we are actually not missing that many people anymore. And some of them are still coming, so I suppose we might as well try and pacify these natives and also set up the farms. I'm gonna have to take a look at where the farms can be built the closest. Like it can be here. There. Yeah, just a line. Single line probably, which means the mission post gonna go gonna go here. I think. Alright, something like this. Let's see if it works properly. It should really cover all of them without any issues. I'm gonna also make sure that this can be evolved. I'm gonna give them a school and a theater. Make them small casa. And let's take a look. Yeah, it's got better. Problem is the military, it's not looking good, and the enemy is at the door. So they could totally kill me here. I don't remember how large the attack is gonna be, so problem. Farm could be all the way here, maybe? I think so. So then we could fit another one right next to it. Gonna be pretty hideous, but it's gonna work. It's the most important thing. I'm also gonna need a granary. Gonna build it right here. Gonna accept vegetables. The other granary is gonna get it. It's already set up, so it does that. It should be okay. It's gonna pay off in labor eventually. Just need some food into the system. We might need another getting granary here in this block eventually. It's not yet. Gonna also want to invest into another fort. Suppose we might do it right away. Alright, we have some casa. Increased trading of timber from Corinthus. That's good. Should think about how to set up the lighthouse soon enough, but for now we are gonna have to just accept that we cannot, because we don't have the labor or the resources necessary yet. Gonna give this guy a regular medium statue. And let's hope the food is enough, but still it is not. Depends how quickly we can ferry the food over there. I think another granary that would be getting here would be pretty handy. Do it. To actually stretch the road like this, it wouldn't impact the efficiency, I don't think. Gonna cost us some labor, but necessary. Gonna need to think about another warehouse. Apprentice would sell clay, and we could sell pottery to these guys. I'm gonna set this for accepting 8 clay and 24 pottery. Gonna start with. Fortunately, I can only fit a single workshop in here. Not great. Set up 2 of them for now. I'm gonna enable imports of clay. And then we have timber, we have clay here. Going to set up a warehouse that's gonna fetch all the marble to here. And once we see some surplus marble ferret there, we will build the lighthouse, I think. But still short on labor, so that's an issue. Hopefully the food is gonna help out soon enough with these getting granaries from here. I don't think I can fit more farms around here. I would have to pacify these, and this is pretty close to the bridge, which is a danger town. So we really shouldn't. Might want to cut some of these trees for easier access for the carters. Now we have a few workers left, so might as well. I see that we have a problem. Our gods are pretty unhappy, so we're gonna have to figure out how to make them happier. It's gonna be a temple spam. But I'm not sure where I want that yet, because I have no idea where the attacks are gonna come from yet. So the safest place to do it for now is probably here. However, this road is bad. I might get away with something hideous like this. But later we are gonna want to redesign this whole area, because this is a forum and it's the only one we can have for now. That would be actually taxing people. So that is gonna have to be a block in here, even though it's gonna be stretched due to space constraints. Right, we have some clay. Should see some marble pretty soon. Yes, they are bringing it. If we see any more people, free labor, we should build the labor camp and architects guild in order for the monument construction to begin. I think I might actually do it right away. I'm gonna build the whole labor camp here, and architect can go here for now. I want to cut back on this timber. Look at lighthouse, 1250. I can easily take that investment. And I want to build it somewhere reasonable. Problem is, I might want this space for a warehouse for olives as well at some point. So the warehouse also needs to be, or the lighthouse needs to be somewhere where we have timber. I suppose we could actually have it here without much issue. Yeah, let's do it. Gonna be an investment, but gonna be worth it. Do we need even more furniture? Well, it looks like it because of the natives. They are buying up quite a bit. But I need to be careful about my labor. Still not enough food here. Could do with another market actually. But I don't really want to scrap any houses if I can help it. However, this house is probably gonna have a tough time to evolve anyway. So let's get rid of it. Bad to take a hit to labor, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna put a big statue here, I think. Make sure that people can actually evolve. Because they are close to granary, they are not gonna like that. How is the military looking? Suspect it's not great. Yeah, one fort is full, the other one is filling up. Gonna want a third one for javelins. But again, some of these places, yeah, could fit some iron mines here. So it would be great if we could fit a fort without interfering with that. here is okay. They are already building it. I'm gonna set this warehouse up to get 8 marble as well, so we have double carters. It's not like we have too much marble here, but still gonna be good to fetch it there all at, quickly if we can. Slowly getting this housing leveled up, but it's gonna take a while for this food to get here, and we just don't have enough in the system, I don't think. These farms are good, but we would definitely benefit from getting more. That is pestilence. Did it kill anyone? Yes, it did. It's the tons. Right. That was a big hit to our labor. We do have the bathhouse, we do have the clinic, we do have the barber, but it's still killing my tents. It's because there is contaminated water on the map, so it's even worse in terms of health. Just cannot have any low-level housing. The problem is with the food shortages that we are forced to deal with, we just cannot level them up fast enough in order to be safe. But some of them are getting food now, so it's bound to get better as we go. Remove this. Increase trading of furniture. It's gonna be valuable, but I don't have the labor to utilize the quotas just yet fully. We also cannot tax much, so it's gonna have to be a lot of exports. You can only build a senate or use one of the 2 forums, and one of them is pretty much useless. And the other one is slathered in temples. Not good. It's getting constructed. And Sirius attempted to do this island soon. It's gonna be a big investment, but it would help considerably. A lot of them are getting food now, that's good. How much would a bridge cost? Let's remove some of these trees. So even all of them on the islands, fine. Ship's bridge. Okay, we have an attack. And we can send the furniture. Take a look where the attack happened. Okay, it's here. I'm gonna have to mark it with a road. It's native uprising as well, so that's gonna be pretty painful. I'm gonna have to clear up some of this fighting space, likely. Get these guys form up here. Gonna use all of our units. I'm not sure how big attack this is, but I'm gonna have to make sure we can beat it. Probably very small, the first one, right? Yeah, it's minor, probably. Should handle them, I think. Gonna have to mark it, so can use gardens. We have them, yes we do. Do we know that Senate invasion point? They are gonna come through here, right? I think they are walking around actually. Not sure why. They might not see it as a path. Make sure they do. Oh, they might just beeline for my block. That would be horrible. What are they doing? I'm pretty sure they are gonna come back for my stuff here. Depends though. They might also just beeline it for my stuff. How much did the bridge cost? 1200, that's okay. But it would block off a farm space. No, it's perfect actually. Can we low bridge over this? Yes. Bills. I don't need connection to the other side. Granite could fit in here, but it would block off a bunch of the stuff. It's unfortunate because, yeah, I'm just gonna have to do without one of these. I wouldn't be able to get them to operate properly otherwise. Connect that up. It's gonna have to be hideous with an offshoot like that. And then place an engineer. Gonna roadblock this off, and this is gonna accept vegetables. Can you put the grenade on the far side of the bridge? It's gonna be inefficient if I do it. It depends how quickly the crop grows. We'd have to track it, and I don't think it's that close. It would probably be inefficient. We want to avoid inefficiency if possible. Every little bit of food counts. But it is tempting. I guess we can do it. We'll try to do it and then see if it helps. But it's gonna require me to build an extra engineer, I think. Why don't we give it a shot? Can do squiggles. That could help slightly. Come on, Spanko boys, yeah, precisely. I'm hoping that they will do a good job at it. I think I can hear some fighting still, yeah. I think we lost a few troops, but it's not bad. Yeah, we lost a few on the strongest unit. Hey Zara, welcome. It's mean. As expected, but I also forgot most of the things, like the quirks about it, and the food wise it's really rough. I can tell you right now, it's a map where you really struggle a lot early, because I don't remember where the attacks come from. So we already know about 1 point. There are 3 points more remaining on the map that are invasion points, and I don't know which one of these is. So that's blocking off most of the valuable farmland, because we have the shrubs mostly on the outskirts. So that's forcing slow expansion. Which is precisely how I intended it to be, but it doesn't make it any less painful. So, perfect. Working as intended. Senator statue is also a small one. Let's use these. We're forced to use all the weirdest sources of food around the map. Alright, how is the lighthouse coming along? It's gonna require a lot of marble. We should also start selling pottery actually. And warehouse for... I'd like to start making the oil as well pretty soon. Start selling it. But I'm not even sure about my furniture and timber exports. It looks like we could still do it more. What's the year? What's the month? September. Gonna have to watch out for my quota on the end of the year. These guys are already complaining about desirability. I think I'm gonna slap down a big statue. I'm not gonna make much more here because there's no point, there is no food to be had, so might as well use it for statues whenever possible. These guys will struggle for desirability as well. I could fix it. I really want to conserve this space for services though, if possible. The main issue. Now we should actually see plenty of food. It's just choke point might be the getting granaries here. So another one could be an option. If this tile is free. Yes it is, I think. We could fit a granary right here. It's not too far from the market, so I don't think. Should get more vegetables. Gonna have to do something about this desirability though. That must be clear. I might want to fiddle around with this a little bit. This statue is probably not gonna reach them, but good try. Money is not a big problem, it's fine. Since this is an invasion point, I doubt these will be. We are going to want to fortify this eventually, but not yet. I'm also going to place another workshop for pottery. So where do we do it? I suppose we could have one here. Not that far. Could also shift this timber production into the back more. Which wouldn't be a problem, I don't think. Another workshop for furniture would be good. Food is a little bit, it's struggling a little bit to reach the top side, but it should even out when these three granaries fetch more. So what's the next thing we need to do? We could insulate them up, but there is very little point, because we cannot tax them really. So since we know that this is safe, I could set up a regular block. But problem is gonna be the temples. I'm gonna have to find a way to create a hideous temple dump somewhere over here. I suppose this might be a good area for it. So we'll do... How is this even set up? I'm gonna probably do all of them and then replace... What do we even have in this block series? I'm gonna give them Venus. So let's do that right away. And a third set. Be enough. Absolutely hideous. Let's scrap this. I want to scrap all of it, but keep the engine here. Get rid of this. This is a dock location, but I'm not gonna use it. It's very far and it's not necessary, I don't think. We could also bridge over this and use this for a dock. Gonna want to scrap all of these trees if possible. Gonna want to figure out a block here. So this form I could actually do a block that would be a line instead of a loop, which is almost always a bad idea, but it could work. Also, since we have Venus, no, I don't have plaza, so I'm gonna have to make some space for statues. It's the unfortunate reality. So how do we do this? This is hideously ineffective, right? How much space is there? 4 squares. I would need 2 more. It would be 1 and 2. Nah, that wouldn't fit though. I suppose we could have it like this. It is really bad, but at the same time it might work. It's the only way to tax them. We might as well. I'm also gonna shortcut this, I think. I don't really want the block to stretch too much in there because that would be useless. And then we are going to have to figure out a way to make this functional. There's some food that's gonna be wasted like this, which is not something I like. Yeah, this looks like it could probably be serviceable. Gonna be real rough. Even these things are just... Did I just muck it up? I think this could have been a little slimmer, in which case it could just easily be like this. It's not gonna be pretty, but it's gonna work. That's the most important part. Yeah, that's actually okay. And though I wasted some money now, it's fine. Actually make it sort of normalized design, which is preferable to the mess that I had before. I think I'm gonna want to set my extra houses on this side. Problem will be water. Can fit a reservoir. I think this one could cover most of our needs, actually. Okay. Try and see how much we can fit in here. I'm gonna start with filling these spaces which are useless with things like the barbers and such. I'm gonna place a bathhouse there. Need a barber, otherwise people die of disease. And then they will want a god. I'm gonna give them Venus. And food. Might as well start on that, I think. Is a problem. Really didn't want to cut into my production food here. Gonna have to be something like this. It's not gonna be pretty by any stretch of the imagination. Also gonna cut into my space quite a bit. This should be fine. An engineer here, and we could even road block. No, we cannot. It would interfere with the granary access. So accept vegetables. I suppose I could fit my theater and stuff like that here. We could instead... let's not fiddle around with it too much. Suppose I could make it work. There is a lot of space in the middle, or a lot of space. There is some space. Should be making some money once ships arrive again. Yeah. Will be fine. Yeah, there is a path. Rice and clay. It's also not great. Now they're gonna buy up our stuff. Times. Athene. I think we want Corinthus here and Athene here. Command would be fun. I would need to get a bot for it. I could do that. Yeah, I think Blobber has it, right? He has the idiot command or something like that. Even though it's not really meaningful for me, I don't think. I'm going into that for reasons, not incompetence, usually. There's a few commands. Okay. I could get the bot, it wouldn't be that much of a bother, it would count, like the bot would react to you posting exclamation mark pa. And then it would add it to the counter, most likely. So that should be pretty simple to set up, most likely. Still having massive issues with food here. Not a fan of that at all. And how I need to take a look at these farms. Efficiency, oh, now we have efficiency counter. Right, this one is inefficient slightly, I don't know why. Because it's not the furthest one. But it's okay. This is getting built still. Let's start filling in the houses. I suppose I'm not gonna build these. That would be bad. I also need to start watering them soon, because otherwise they will totally die. Because if health is gonna suffer. 2 markets, most likely. But before I water them, I need them to be... I'll send that. I need them to be merged properly. Right, looks okay. Let's place a furniture workshop or 2 here. Gonna do a raw material for timber over here. Going to replace these 2 with workshops for pottery. Biggest problem is the marble. I could start importing it. Yeah, I think we are gonna do that actually. Gonna import until we have 4. Gonna crush my soul, but it's also very important. So screw the price, we need it. Also, I suspect we are gonna need another granary just to keep this block sort of stable. But where do we build it even? I could just connect these up, I suppose. Just chain them and it should work. But I'm not confident that much. Let's hope it works. Still the food is looking a little tight. But we did send a bunch of it to Caesar recently, so it might be part of the issue. Which is my hope actually. Should feed quite a few people, but might still need another getting granary at some point. Ceres Temple would actually be pretty good on this map, I think. Some money is not looking great, yeah. An invasion is imminent. It's gonna at least show us another invasion point. I'm gonna disable imports of marble. Because we cannot afford it currently. And we did already deposit a lot of marble into the construction site. Good. I'm gonna place my first fountain here. And I can cover the rest of this with another one, so 2 of them will cover the entire block. I'm gonna want to invest into statues, even though it's crushing for my economy. It is necessary, so let's do it. And what else do we want? I suppose we could start adding services immediately. Do have the guard, so it should be fine. Yeah, they will become small casa pretty soon. I could make them insulate pretty easily and then tax them. Would probably be handy. I think I'm gonna want, if I have the labor, it's tough. I might want to start making more weapons and then shift my barracks over so that I can actually train legionaries, because they should be pretty good. On this map, the enemies are all natives, or native, what do you call it? Not skin, but enemy type. So the legionaries would be pretty good. But I just currently don't have enough weapons. Do we do it right away? I don't think so. Instead, I think we are gonna focus on making these into insulae. We could very easily add an amphitheater here. Then gladiator school and actors colony. I don't remember if there is gladiator revolt. If there is one, we are gonna have big problems. Gonna add a prefect just because of that, and another one here actually. These guys are gonna struggle for desirability, so I'm gonna add some statues. And gardens, I suppose. Activate the forum. Gonna set my tax rate to 8%. And we are going to set up a warehouse. Gonna set it here. And it's gonna get 16 pottery, and yeah, no need to disallow traders from it, I don't think. Gonna be okay. Going to do legionary statues, at least one, and gardens in the middle. A few statues to help with desirability issues. Yeah, that's, you know, it's gonna be okay. One of the important things I missed now is I need to check my quotas on a year where we don't have sea trade problems. So I can judge what kind of sea trade policy we actually will want. Now we have unemployment. Gonna have to figure out something to give my people to do. I suspect the iron industry might be very good. Favor is not looking great. But we had a PA recently, which means I could invest into the iron production, or weapons production rather. How much do we want? I think just one mine for now. Weapons. Going to do that. Then set my stuff up here. I think I'm gonna go squiggles. I'll block this off and give them their own engineer here. Actually, this workshop is not cut off. And I'm gonna just relocate it. Alright, fine, I cannot have too many squiggles. It's getting built, it means more marble, but we do have it. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. These guys will want pottery. I'm gonna set my export of pottery over 8 units. I'm gonna also cut this forest for easier access. And see them pop up. Yeah, it's good. Gonna have to invest into a statue though. That is okay. And we should be getting some nice revenue from that. There are still two large castles. I could do with some Lararii, I think. It's gonna allow us to tax these guys, at least for some income. Even though it's not great, it's gonna help. Could even densify them a little bit. But still having problems with labor now, so we're gonna have to figure out what to do with that once we get some money from exports. It'll hopefully happen pretty soon. It's not able to sell enough, it seems. I think I'm gonna invest into cutting this road for the native trader. I need to get out of that desperately, otherwise Caesar is gonna get pissed at me soon. Hopefully the ship is gonna buy something. They love to sell me clay though, which is expensive. Now we sold some stuff, okay. Not too bad. How's this looking? Still need, oh yeah, a bunch of stuff. Bunch of clay, bunch of marble. We should get it. It'll send his leeches all the way across the ocean to discipline me. Yeah. That is totally gonna happen eventually. Probably. Oh yeah, I didn't fix this problem. I need these guys to have enough desirability, but it's kinda rough. I could try medium statue. Probably not gonna help. It helped one of them. To win a equestrian, I guess. No, it helped both of them actually, that's good. Should make this a little more stable, but still the food is looking so tight over here. We are just not able to support proper population center there. Even the one tent is gonna cause massive issues further down the line. Alright, and I need to think about my army. I'm gonna have to shift my barracks over here. It's gonna be expensive because I'm gonna also have to shift my military academy. So maybe wait on that a little bit. It's September. Timber. For barbarians. They are coming from down here. That's another attack point, so why don't we redeploy our units? I hope it's not too many. Barbarians? Oh yes. They are coming from for our bards. And we should mark it once they actually go from there. They are beelining it straight for the city actually. Because you might imagine it's not good. I'm going to cut this area. I'm going to take my guys, set them up over here. Gonna need legionaries. Should see some more weapons soon, hopefully. Could just go ahead and build the second iron mine actually. Workshop for weapons. Stretch this, build those two here. There. Gonna want to... let's take gardens. Where are the freaking gardens? Here. Gonna want to set this like that. Return to fort. Alright, so we know about 2 attack points. One of them is there and one of them is there. Now we need to somehow connect this mine without ruining everything, which is a problem. It's gonna require me to probably give this its own engineer. How many weapons do we accept here? 16. Yeah, let's make it 16 and then we'll make a warehouse that's gonna accept all the other weapons and it's not gonna accept traders. It's gonna only keep 8. And we are going to shift our barracks and our military academy to this location. Do it. Let's cut this. Got this. And I'm gonna invest into a fort right away. I think I'm gonna want one here. Over here, actually. Gonna push us into that. Ah, it's November, right? Let's take a look at quota. Yeah, we didn't sell enough furniture or timber because of how slowly the ships arrive. This actually doesn't look too bad, but still could be better. So what I'm thinking is we are gonna pick the ship capacity upgrade, since if any ships do arrive, we need them to trade as much as possible. The other upgrades would be great for more value, but also not really. We need to sell more quantity, I think. Just straight up better. It's sitting in my warehouse anyway. You can very easily produce timber. So what's the month? January. I'm going to build my first legionary fort here. Immediately go into that and then out of that. We are fine. How are people doing? I suspect they don't like the taxes. It's just 800 denarii per year, but that's the difference between being in debt and not being in debt. However, they do despise the unemployment, and I'm not surprised because it's really high. Gonna have to do something about that, and the best thing to do would probably be start setting up my olive exports. I'm pretty sure we can import olives from Athens and then manufacture oil to sell to Corinthus. And Corinthus is this dock. Alright, what's this warehouse about? Clay and pottery, right. So we would need another one. One that would deposit olives here. Can do that pretty easily. So it will accept olives. Can accept 8. And then I would like another warehouse that's gonna be here that's gonna accept oil. And workshops. Gonna have to build quite a few of them, but they are gonna have to be near this warehouse. So I'm gonna give them their own engineer. I could have actually taken this warehouse, build it slightly more in the back, then connect this up and heavily roadblock it. So set it up again, set 8 olives. It can also accept any surplus furniture, I suppose. Yeah, gonna happen. Just a lot of investments. That is a resource, you need to use it on these sorts of maps. It's not... I'm not gonna repeat that anymore, I've said it plenty of times. Alright, legionaries are getting trained up finally. Gonna take a while. But we should have surplus weapons really, but it just seems like we cannot get enough iron. Yeah, now we are fine actually, all of them are working, so should really solve itself out. Insulae, I will probably densify them once I'm running low on space, or not space, workers, but that's not the case yet. So what I would probably like to do is, let's take one of our javelin units and start cleaning up some of the wolves. And then we need to think about another block, probably. Also the industry needs to be expanded, we cannot rely on taxes. Since we only have one forum that's going really. Some people are still having problems with getting basic food here. Currently, I suspect another market might solve it straight away, but problem is I don't have a good space for it. One very effective one could be here, however, there are so many tiles on the other side that I think the market lady would spawn in a horrible place, which I don't want to test if I can help it. But it needs to be solved. These people are still not getting enough food, which is causing rioters to appear. Let's try market here. Might as well turn them into insulae soon. Wouldn't be that much of a bother, I don't think. Or even if we give them... No, it's fine. They should be okay without taxing. Right, what about the javelin unit? Do you shoot the wolves? Can you shoot the wolves? And they are immediately onto me. They were waiting for it. Alright. Let's go here. Waiting for the juicy man flesh. Alright, what's next? What about the frickin' lighthouse? I think I'm going to import a little bit of marble again. Yeah, the tents are just obnoxious. Let's see if it helps that we've tried to fix it with that. I could also set this up. Let's give them an engineer here, and I'm going to roadblock this. I think. Actually, this isn't even necessary. Yeah, right. And there is another pack to care about. Can you shoot? That would be marvelous. No. Well, open it up. See what happens. I think the market is gonna solve it. But probably not right away. I think some of my Javelineers died this time. Yeah, 4 of them, that's quite a bit. Okay. Can deal with that. So, considering the natives were running at me straight away, I think I'm gonna build some towers eventually, but I don't think we should do it just yet. So we should import some olives now. And export oil. Shut off the marble imports. Take a look. What are the prices for these goods? Expensive, I think. Yeah, quite a bit. It's still some money, so I suspect it's a good idea to not have our people idle. Rather do something. Even if it's not that productive, really. Oh, might want an extra workshop. Timber actually looks okay, but I think I'm gonna expand it anyway. Just be safe. Look for pottery here. Tents, so unstable because of the food. I absolutely hate it. Would be great if we could fit a closer granary. This one. I don't think that's enough space, but maybe it is. Yes, it is. Alright. Of course, there is a rock in the way, so we cannot do it. We could set up a granary here that would just get food from other places, but doesn't sound good. How is this supply post doing? The food is going down. Not good. Might have to feed more food into the system somewhere. Set up another farming area. So if this is one, I don't think this is one done, but still would like to keep that area for patricians mostly. I'm also not very sure about that, but still could be an attack point, so yeah, not great. Take a look. Somebody stole some money. It's not good. It's a freaking tense, I know it. But now they finally are evolved, all of them. But some writers are still spawning. Or robbers, rather. Should probably give them a prefect. Public order. Alright, what's next? How is the lighthouse progressing? It's getting finished. It's good. We are going to need Grand Temple to Venus, I think. But also Pantheon. The problem. Like, we do have some unemployment to a point where I could think about starting some patricians, but they would not be profitable for a long time, I don't think. So that would be a massive strain on our economy. People are just stealing money all the time. They hate the unemployment. I just cannot do much about it. I suppose we could make wine and sell it. Brutium is 2000. And I actually need someone who would sell me the vines. Nobody sells it. You have to buy wine. Yeah, on this map you need to also buy finished wine, which is crushing, as you might imagine. Problem. Big problem. So we need to maximize the exports. Other stuff. This is gonna get better with the... Yeah, from Europe to Canada. Oh, I don't think you can grow wine in Canada, so that's the idea behind it, but who knows. I'm pretty sure you can grow anything with modern agriculture, but just depends on how expensive it's gonna get. Gonna figure out what we could sell that would be profitable, something we could make ourselves. Vegetables are not really good. I don't think we could make some money off of it. I'm sure. Yeah, 55 denarii is not like terrible, but it would still require me to somehow get it here, which is a problem. I don't have any fertile land around these areas. It's not good. It's gonna have to be... Ah, the patricians are so bad though. Let's just try the warehouse, see what happens. Alright. Choose a policy. Okay, we need to wait until January. Alright, Caesar is pissed. Let's see. I'm gonna do that, and that should help out the trade. Also, gods are getting a little bit irritated. I suspect I could fix them up with some Lararii. Unfortunately, the Lararii are really shit. So they are not really viable much. It would require a huge investment in terms of initial capital, and they take only like 10 people from your city's total population satisfaction. So it's pretty horrible. But you know what? I didn't do it in quite a bit, and we have an emote for it, so make Kerry proud. I know how much he hates it. Precisely why we are gonna abuse it. Or it's not even abuse, I'm paying a lot for this. I'm pretty sure we could afford it with the extra money from the trade, but I'm gonna have to figure out more industry. So how are we gonna do that? I don't think any of the other trade routes buy timber or furniture, just these two. But that's a lot of furniture they would buy, and I don't think we are manufacturing nearly enough just yet. So let's make more workshops. Gonna also make another timber yard. And weapons. Weapons are not good. I would like to get another iron mine. You know, it's probably because I was just filling my fort. However, still, I'm gonna want more legionaries probably. So the production is still gonna be a problem. We could have had a single mine. No, that's already filled. Right. I think that's all the rocks here actually. But yeah, now the oil is flowing, so maybe that's gonna bring some extra revenue. We could make a dedicated dock for another trade route. I cannot sell the pottery, I don't think I'm gonna need it for my housing as well. These guys would also sell olives. But does anybody else buy oil? Carthago does. Not good though. They only buy vegetables, which I could make locally. But food is all the way here. And the problem is, if I set up a warehouse that will get vegetables, I don't think it's gonna go into Granary to grab that. We could give it a shot, I guess. Somewhere over here. See if it happens. This is the carter. Cart pusher timber. Waiting for new instructions, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. But how we could cheese it is we could set this warehouse to accept 16 vegetables and then we can sell the surplus. I think that's what we are going to do here. It's really desperate, but it's some money, so I'm willing to take it. The last one isn't great actually. I think I would like it to be here instead. So these guys will be fetching veggies. Then once we have some stockpiled up, I'm gonna actually... Okay, barbarians are attacking again. Where is it? That's another invasion point. I'm gonna also have to build myself a low bridge. Gonna build it. They're still missing a single invasion point, but I'm pretty sure we want them to try and come around this place. So do it. I'll set these guys. Here, I killed the wolves, so it's safe. Alright. Yeah, once we see some vegetables there, I'm gonna start selling them if possible. But food is still not looking great here. The problem. And for timber, we almost have enough. Gods are getting pissed already. The Larariums did precisely nothing. So we are gonna have to spam more temples. And let's mark it. This was an invasion point. So we still need to find out one of them. And I suspect it's either this one or these ones. If it's this one, it's gonna be real nasty. We should place some palisade. Just make sure and then clean up this for fighting. And the goats are gonna get pissed pretty soon. Not good. Fine. I did disable the marble imports, right? Yeah. Just nothing to do for our monument constructors now. I cannot justify Grand Temple just yet, I don't think. What about the straight route? Is it... Which one is the cheapest? Brundisium would buy a lot. Oh no, that's selling, right. Carthago would buy 2. Capua, Tarentum, Rome. Rome is 9,000, I'm not opening that, so let's open Carthago. It's gonna be a lot of money, but gonna be some money back in terms of exports, so it's good. We should set up. Yeah, I think we are gonna clean this up. And then utilize this. I'm gonna go into debt, but it's necessary. It will also be beneficial for our housing in general, as they will be having another place where to get food from. Gonna do the same thing like last time, so something like this. I'll set up a granary, it's gonna accept it, and then a warehouse, it's gonna accept it. If the granary is full, they should use the warehouse. That's some jobs. Oh, let's spam some temples. Gonna want to stretch this road, I think, like this. Another fort for legionaries would probably be a good idea after we recover from the dead. Should also store some of the timber. We could actually do with some extra over here, I think. Let's just do that and 8 here. Like we are actually struggling with the timber a little bit. So makes me think we could probably do with another timber yard. This one isn't terribly far, I don't think. Increased trading in Athene, it's good. So they would buy 40 as well. Yeah, we are gonna need to make sure we have enough furniture for all of them. Gonna be a little tedious. Let's set this to 16 and this accepting 16. I think I'm going to use this road, connect up to this. Gonna use, I think 3 of them should be plenty. Maybe we want a 4th one. I mean, it couldn't hurt. We do need to export 80 units of furniture, so that's quite a bit. And let's make this into a loop. One isn't adding up. Would have to go around the rock, which is terrible. Might be a lesser evil to go this way. Gonna make an engineer there and workshop for furniture right here. Should bring the unemployment down as well. Should be helpful. I'm gonna stockpile the timber, I think. So how are you doing on this? We can send the timber now. Should be actually doing pretty well soon. Once we stock the granary fully, we'll start stocking the warehouses. Means we will start doing this. We did set the vegetables to be sold, yes. And we'll need to set this up. Carthago only comes to the top. Okay, now the money isn't looking terrible, finally. So let's get another fort of legionaries. Gonna probably make one east over here. Somewhere. Probably do it one here. It's not a very good place, but better than having them all in one place, I think. Gonna have to check something real quick. Should have a lot of marble here, but I'm not sure if I can justify Grand Temple yet. Also, we will need a Pantheon for the patricians, which is in itself gonna be pretty expensive. However, yes, there is one thing that we could do. It's gonna be pretty good, I think. That would be going for Grand Temple to Venus near our patricians and then not picking the increased desirability, which is almost always a good idea to pick that, but here specifically it would save us a lot of money if we could make wine from it. So that's what we are going to need to do. However, it's gonna be a little rough because I'm gonna have to set my block first, and that's gonna be a problem. I don't have that much unemployment anymore, so might have to slap down a few extra houses here. Might help, or even evolve these guys, which I don't want to do. I don't want to give them pottery, and it's very unstable already because of the food situation, so I don't think we should evolve them. 24 iron. I don't think he's getting that because it's gonna be a massive problem. But I could set this to accept 24. Oh, what the hell, let's do it. Not piss him off too much, we were in debt, so might as well try to be nice. Okay, last wolves, I don't think I'm gonna deal with them. Also, mana is improving slightly. Gonna need to use this. Gonna be the food for the patricians, and then the patrician block itself is gonna be pretty messy. It will have to be stretched amongst these rocks here, I think. This is not as rocky, but there is this cliff, so not good. Could try to clean this. Maybe have it somewhere over here. Could work. This is not bad. It's not terrible. I will need to set up defenses here pretty soon. Could just fall a lot. I don't usually like to do these sorts of things, but over here I just don't have a fort nearby, so I'm worried that the natives might just quickly come and crush whatever's here. I have to use this. So the investment for it, I'm not sure how much money we will need for it, probably quite a bit. But we do have almost 4,000. I suppose we could start working on it. Also, getting the Grand Temple is going to be necessary. We could also just connect the Grand Temple to Venus to this block. Probably, somehow. And then have it produce wine from this. This is shrubs, so I could place it here in theory. And then allow priests to come from here. Yeah, how does it work though? I don't remember how this epithet works. Because I never use it, it's just inferior in every way. Well, let's try it. This is the middle tile, so it's gonna do something like this. Roadblock, and actually more roadblock here. And then I have to bring the road from there. It's gonna be pretty hideous. It will need to connect my resources and all the other stuff here. Got this tree. Gonna need connection. Gonna bring this over like this. Could have made it more squiggly, that could save on travel time. That's a lot of our money gone, so let's try to start working on that. And people are getting pissed. And I have to do something about that. I could also get another warehouse over here for getting the vegetables, possibly. The road is interfering with that though. It's okay. Sure, it's gonna be fine. We could start planning the patrician block. I think we are gonna be restricted to 3x3s. I need to check, does anybody have this spreadsheet? I think I might need to check a Discord for this. Where is it? Sentiment modifiers is not something I'm looking forward to. What is the limit for no academy and Pantheon? We have Pantheon, it will allow us one additional step in evolution, while no academy will restrict us to large villa, I think. We could get Grand Villa, I believe. But it is still 3x3, or is it 4x4? I'm gonna have to actually check something real quick. I think I'll check Baron's Blood. Search. Ottawa. Baron's block. I don't think I can see it. I don't suppose anybody in the chat knows. I don't remember what the restriction is when you don't have academy. And you add Pantheon. I suspect it's Grand Villa, which is 4x4, right? So that's kind of crucial in setting up the actual block. What the hell, I suspect we can just start working on it and then see if it helps. Also, Grand Temple Pantheon is actually as large as a Grand Temple. But it's gonna have to fit somewhere around here. It's pretty bad. I think I'm gonna start setting it up here. And let's take a look at it. So we'll start with statues, planning it out. I think this is the... yeah, this should be enough, I think, for what we need. Water is not gonna be that big of a deal, I don't think. Could easily access it from all the way over here. Start giving them the necessary services. They will need a bathhouse or they will die because of Augustus. Give them Barber as well. Gonna give them... I think they will not need many gods actually, because of the Pantheon. It actually provides access for all the gods, I think. That could be sort of useful, but not really. I want to set up our here as well. Might have actually been a good idea to shift this by 2 tiles further, but cannot do it. It's fine, we can just slap some big farms here. They should be far enough so that it's not a big deal. I'll set up a granary that's gonna fetch doubles. Start working on warehouses as well. Pottery. Oh. Furniture. But it's gonna take a while for us to get this going. properly. Many furniture cards. You can send the iron finally. Let's do it. Now our weapons workshops should start working again. Good. This fort is getting filled up. Good. Let's get a market. Actually, several here. I'm gonna start immediately giving them other amenities. We also need to give them a senate, which is a massive chungus. Gonna do it. To amphitheater. And I suppose we can give them arena right away. Gonna go gladiator school here. Just colony. Gonna go with game statue. This house should have actually been hugging this. Same with distant. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. So they're gonna get everything they would ever need. Problem is this Grand Temple, it's gonna require an insane amount of marble. We might as well start importing some of it again. Because one of them, just one mine isn't cutting it. And we cannot make more. So I'd like to set up some defenses, but I really don't think I can very easily now. Especially over here, this is a very risky area. I would like to just slap this in walls, just to make sure we delay the enemies if they come from here. For as long as possible, if this is an invasion point. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. So you have one here, and one here, and here. These lower ones are fine, we can just easily defend here. But these two are a problem. I still can place another fort, I think. Athena is also buying up to 32 weapons now. It's quite a bit. Unfortunately, if I wish to expand the production, I would have to use this, which is a problem. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an earthquake in this area. I just don't know where exactly. So I'm reluctant to expand into it. These guys are already complaining about desirability. No wonder there are the big farms, right? I can just stop this in statues. I don't think I can make much else here, so fine. Should be getting a lot of the stuff they want. Okay, our soldiers are hungry. I'm gonna have to stop fiddling out with it, just instead start getting, so that we can actually feed our units. That might be disastrous. They do hate this area already. Let's try and appease them with a statue in here. That's an enemy attack, and it's the last place, right, it's here. As we suspected. Gonna switch these guys to line formation. Bring everybody over. I think it might be good if I set up a bridge over here, potentially. And the last one. Still need to place one more fort, but it's towards the end of the year, so it might be bad. How's the marble looking like? First stage is done. It's gonna take a while longer. Gonna get everything in enough. They are crushing my stuff. Medium statue and the market loss is pretty bad. Freaking natives. Alright. Managed to deal with them, but my army got completely shreked. Which tells me that I have to fiddle around with it some more. I didn't cut any trees, but still wasn't great. Prefecture, and I'm gonna need a medium statue. Just went through that wall like butter. I think the key might be just making this like 4 times thick. As opposed to just this, just make it even thicker. But it's gonna cost a lot of money, which I'm not a big fan of. Could set up another fort. I think the mounted units are actually not bad at fighting natives in general. So we're gonna get one mounted fort just to reach crisis points fast. And save up on some weapons. We now do have some Grand Insulae, but we are missing wine. And I cannot give them wine because that would kill me financially. And we don't have the Pantheon yet. So next up is gonna be the Temple to Venus. It needs 20 more marble. Did we stop imports? No, we didn't. We didn't. Okay, let's do it. Some more money flows into the city. I'm gonna send Caesar a gift. And then let's import some more marble. We need it. We need this done soon. And if I messed up, and if this epithet or requires other kinds of housing, I'm gonna just get wrecked by that. And also these guys now, oh fuck. They got access to freaking furniture because there is an access point now. So it wants to evolve them even further actually. It's fetching oil. It just completely shreked my block here. We connected it up. So the market ladies went there for furniture. It's gonna get better. Okay, local uprising. I'm gonna have to deal with it. It's up here. That could be very dangerous. And my auxiliaries are actually almost destroyed. Let's use the legions. Still not great. I could try and spam massive prefects to help out. It's gonna be expensive though. Might not even help. Yeah, military on this map is not easy because of where the invasion points are. It's just very dangerous. Can I bring this road around? Oh, I cannot. Okay. Fine. Natives are gonna be a massive problem. My legionaries are nowhere close. And these guys did not even react, are they? Morally crushed? No, they aren't. Natives are gonna run rampant. And they are gonna come for my wannabe patricians. Likely. This is the end. It's also very late here, so they've really started sooner on this. Yeah, this is recoverable. If they don't kill my legionaries, it is recoverable. I really don't have an intention to continue at this point. I think it's a very rough map that I've made. These 2 points are fine, but these two are very far. one strategy would be to position your army mostly around these 2 points, I suppose. And I could of course make towers, but since the taxation is very limited here, in terms of only having access to one forum that's viable, and then needing to build a senate as a second thing. It's just rough. The exports are all well and good, but nothing beats taxation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it. The prediction. Let's choose the outcome. No, I didn't manage to beat it in our first attempt. I might return to the map at some point, give it another shot, but for now this is all I have. So it's unfortunate. Let's take a look at if we can raid someone. Blobber is playing Europa Universalis. I don't think we should bother with that, so let's just end it here.